Okay, welcome into our latest Swampcast. This is the pregame before the Florida-Tennessee game. We'll be heading up to lovely Knoxville on Friday. Hopefully it's better than the one 4 years ago, was it? We had to drive?
Yeah. Our flight got canceled completely.
So we had to drive.
We didn't have to drive. I had to drive.
Somebody had to drive. Somebody had to sit in the car and navigate.
Yeah, by snoring.
Yeah, by snoring, exactly. But so we'll see. I mean, Robbie, I was counting it up. I think this is my 17th trip up there for baseball,
you started
basketball,
in 94. Oh, okay.
and football.
Yeah.
You've been up there a ton. It is one of the nicest settings for a college football
sitting
game.
on the river there, the Vol Navy, and just a big stadium, big time atmosphere. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, two teams aren't very good, but that is good.
But they're evenly matched, so it should be entertaining.
Yeah, and literally, I have no idea who to pick. I mean, I have no idea who's going to win this game. Florida's a slight favorite, 4 points.
Yeah, it went from 8 to 4 in a hurry.
I think it was 6. I don't know if it was ever 8.
I think I saw 8 on Monday.
And you might have been reading some bad information.
Maybe my readers are off.
Could be. There was one line that went from 23 to 30, Alabama's line.
Wow.
But anyway, we digress.
People are picking a blowout in that Alabama game.
They're going to blow them out.
Like 50 to 10, stuff like that I'm seeing.
That's going to happen.
That's weird.
They're going to do to A&M what Eminem did to Machine Gun Kelly this last week.
Okay.
You don't know what that is, do you?
No.
I do. So I got a 17-year-old.
Yeah.
All right.
Mine's only 13.
Yeah,
so.
when she gets 17, you'll know stuff like that. All right, so anyway, about the game. Florida, I think, Robbie, you said it best. If Florida doesn't suddenly show, we talk about that leap from the first game to the second game, which I think
wasn't there. Yeah.
Wasn't there. They need to make a leap from the third game to the fourth game on the offensive line.
Yeah, offensive line especially. And, Hevesy said there's urgency now there because you're getting into teams where you can't win if you can't block people in this league. And that's where they're at right now.
And the problem is, though, it's not like there's a bunch of guys waiting right behind them.
No.
That are like the hardest transition you make in college from high school to college is the offensive line.
Yeah.
Because when in high school, you're blocking little guys, you're able to push them around. Your size is your advantage.
Yeah, there's no technique. Nobody coaches technique.
You get to college, it takes a year or two to get good. Now, the thing that's most alarming about Florida is these are older guys.
I know. They're all guys that have been playing for 4 years, Pat. It's just there's been no real improvement.
No. They haven't gotten any better.
And we've said this all along. If the line isn't better, the offense isn't better, and that's what we're seeing.
And maybe this is the game where they kind of get it going. They get the run game going.
Yeah.
Obviously, this is maybe the game where they give the ball to Damian Pierce early.
I think that would be a good move, a very good move. But
maybe this is the game where they run a reverse, Robbie.
Yeah. But Pat, despite the fact the line is not any good, Franks has made little baby steps forward every week. So you got to be encouraged by that. I know Mullen is.
Yeah, and I get the people screaming for Trask, screaming for Emory Jones. He's the best option you have. It doesn't mean it's a good option.
Yeah.
He's the best option you have, and that's kind of what. When you look at these two teams, I don't like either one of these teams, to be honest with you. No. Tennessee's not very good either. They do have some skilled guys, and I like their defensive line a little bit, but their secondary is bad. Last week they scored, 24
points.
Against UTEP, which has a 14-game losing streak. So that's not anything to get excited about. But the bottom line is one of these teams is going to walk out of there with a win. And they're
feeling good.
All right. We're back in the race.
Yeah.
You're not back in the race,
no.
Okay? Trust me, you're not back in the race.
Well, because you pointed out earlier, Pat, both teams next week are probably going to get clobbered.
Next week, Florida has Mississippi State on the road. Tennessee has Georgia on the road.
Yeah, LL,
yeah, probably. But, hey, we'll see what happens. I mean, I will say this, Robbie. I was thinking about this today, and I'm probably going to talk about it on my podcast. This game, the Florida-Tennessee game, probably has had more drama in the games than any other rivalry Florida has.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the last 2 games at Florida Field alone. What happened in those? The dramatic endings to those. Even though they weren't huge games, just the way they played out was, entertaining, and that's why CBS jumps on this game.
You go back to 2000 with the Jesse Palmer play.
Yeah.
You go back to obviously '95, the damnedest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
Florida's getting killed, and all of a sudden they end up routing them in the second half.
You go
96 was
you go back to '98.
98.
The overtime game where Collins Cooper missed the chip shot field goal in overtime.
Florida fumbled like 100 times.
Yeah. And the fans stormed. That was one of the first goalpost games.
Yeah, it was. So it's always had a lot of drama to it. I mean, going back to the '69 game, Gator Bowl, Florida's coach was coaching Tennessee.
Yeah.
They just didn't know it at the time.
Yeah.
A lot of crazy stuff. So we'll see what happens this year with it, and look forward to getting up there and enjoying good Friday night football. Robbie and I are excited about that.
Looking forward to it.
We can find a place where we can watch some Friday night games, but Saturday night we'll bring you all kinds of stuff at Gatorsports.com. I'm still not sure about our Swampcast, though.
We'll see what we can do. But we'll crank other stuff.
Yeah, there'll be other stuff. I promise. Until then, Pat Dooley, Robbie Andrew of the Gainesville Sun saying so long from the Sunshine State.